You are the candy kings of the Parkway? Well, today we'll explore Gatlinburg and help you find the best places to indulge in your sweet tooth. Welcome to Bear Facts, where we explore the Smoky Mountains one bear fact at a time. I know that Oliver will be thrilled when he finds out that today's video will be about the candy of Gatlinburg. He does love his treats, that's for sure. The title of this video is Candy Kings of the Parkway, which is pretty self-explanatory, but if you haven't quite figured it out, we're gonna talk about the three main candy shops in Gatlinburg. And I'll point out a few smaller places later, but this video will focus on the big ones. So let's get started and talk about the places you will find in Gatlinburg that might help with that sweet tooth that many have and how to satisfy it. If you're walking through Gatlinburg, there are no shortages of sweet treats on every corner. From ice cream to fudge, from caramel corn to candied apples, sugar and sugar-inspired snacks are all around you. But with so many choices, how do you decide? I mean, you can't just go to every single one of them and try them. You'd either be really sick by the end of your vacation or broke. Most likely both. Well, don't worry, because I'm going to help you by highlighting a few good choices to pick from. Okay, never mind. I'm going to make your decision even harder because these places are going to be hard to pick from. Sorry. Alright, so there are three big candy stores in Gatlinburg that have been vying for tourist attention for many years. Each one has their own brand of products and sells everything from chocolates and taffy to candied apples and jawbreakers. If it's sweet, you'll most likely find it in one, if not all, of the Candy King's lairs. These are the big guys, and they have earned their status as kings of the Candy Parkway for a reason. So let's explore these shops and see why they earn this title. The first place I'm going to start with has owned the title since 1939. Aunt Mahalia's might be small, but they are old and they have a mighty history. The shop still serves up the same homemade candies they started with over 80 years ago. Though they have changed their location since, they are still doing what they do best, make candy. Its location is on the corner of the Gatlinburg Mall on the first floor. The Gatlinburg Mall is a 3-story shopping district. It's on the Parkway and River Road, so it's on that weird wedge corner. It was originally, at least the candy shop, was sitting somewhere on the Parkway further up, but it ended up moving when there was changes to the property or leasing issues. I wasn't very sure on that. I had a chance to talk with a longtime employee and resident of the area who knew quite a lot about its history, and she was very proud and willing to talk about it. So don't be afraid to talk to people when you're down there and learn a little bit more about Gatlinburg. It's actually quite interesting. And though this candy shop is one of the smallest of the three kings, they are also the oldest in Gatlinburg. In fact, they're one of the oldest businesses in all of Gatlinburg still in operation and running. Their specialties are chocolates, not veering away from the origins and sticking to what works, at least for them. When I was there, I tried their chocolate cherries. Their chocolate was mild and not too sweet. I enjoyed the box of candies, just not the price. As with most places in Gatlinburg, it can get a little pricey. But if you're looking for a truly authentic Gatlinburg chocolate, make sure you stop in and have a chocolate bear. And don't tell Oliver you just bit off his head. This place is also great for gift giving, so if you're looking for that little special treat for someone, I would definitely stop in here. Now, while Aunt Mahalia is one of the oldest, Old Candy Kitchen is the front runner for the second oldest privately owned candy maker in the area, opened in 1950. Any true Gatlinburg historian nut might be wondering why I didn't give Kilwins this place or title. Though opened in 1948, 2 years before Old Candy Kitchen, they opened their doors in Michigan. Sorry, but the crown only goes to those who served Tennessee first. Old Candy Kitchen has 2 locations on the Parkway in Gatlinburg. One is in the village and the other one is about a mile down the road. I plan on putting a video together on this candy shop in the near future, so I won't go into depth of their history here, but I will talk a little bit about the shop. Old Candy Kitchen has been a true founder in the area. It was due to the owners, Dave and Peggy Ditch, that the Village Shops Plaza in Gatlinburg even exists. So they actually have a lot going on there. And while the kings of the candy places in Gatlinburg all are kind of vying for your attention, they all seem to have their own lanes. Old Candy Kitchen's lane is in the taffy land. For them, they seem to specialize in taffy. Both locations have an active kitchen and taffy making operation in the front of their stores. The shops often have live demonstrations of the taffy being made and will even hand out samples if you get them on a good day. For me, I didn't really start to appreciate taffy until I got a little older. But now that my teeth hate the stuff, I really love it. So when we're in Gatlinburg, it's the one indulgence I make sure I get every time I'm down there. But taffy isn't the only thing they sell. Old Candy Kitchen has cases of unique candy specialties, fudges, and other sweet treats. When you step through their doors, you really feel like you've stepped back in time. The last of the true candy kings in Gatlinburg is more of a Smoky Mountain king, since they have their operations spread throughout the Smoky Mountains. And where an Old Candy Kitchen signature treat is their taffy, and Aunt Mahali's is chocolate, the Chocolate Monkey seems to really focus on their fudge and candy apples. And though the Chocolate Monkey is the newest member to the candy business, starting in just 2009, this is an aggressive monkey looking to take the top crown and rule all of the Smoky Mountains, at least the candy. I actually think the name describes the place very well. This store is a madhouse of different sweet treats. They have ice cream, specialty chocolates, fudges, and other items in their shops, though it seems that their fudge has made a good profit for the shop. Unlike the other kings of candy, the owners of Chocolate Monkey started their retail experiences in small jewelry and gifts. The expansion to candy was almost a side thought as they looked for business ventures that would survive economic hardships. And if you look at Hershey, they prove that point, surviving 2 wars and a Great Depression. So yeah, candy is one of those few luxuries people will pay for even in the hardest times. Their first shop was not in Gatlinburg, and I couldn't get the exact location when I looked it up, but I do believe it might have been the one in Sevierville that was closed down last year. They have 4 open locations, though I have heard that they want to expand more. And there are 2 in Gatlinburg, and one is on the lower end of the parkway, and the other one is in Gatlinburg. There is a location up in Kodak and another one in Pigeon Forge. As I pointed out, this place is a hodgepodge of different sweet treats. When in the area, I will often get a candied apple. When you visit, if you ask, the staff will actually cut up the apple and make it more manageable to eat on the run. Or at least if you have a hotel room and you don't have a knife, at least it's already cut up for you. These treats are quite large, and I don't even want to know how many calories are in there, though you can argue that they're a healthy snack and will keep the doctor away. Ha ha. Anyway, it is your vacation. Who needs to justify healthy eating anyway? Indulge and have fun, as Oliver likes to say. So those are the kings of the candy world in Gatlinburg, but they're not the only royalty out there. If you take the time, you'll find many other sweet shops that are locally owned or small businesses. For those of you who are more of a sweet and salty treat lover, Gatlinburg will provide. Caramel corn is a popular tourist treat as it travels better than many other snacks. There are 2 places that will pop out this treat. One is inside the village. I love the name. Pop culture. I mean, how cool is that name? This is a very small shop that specializes in all varieties of popcorn, but they do have caramel popcorn. They are actually pretty new to the area and are family owned. The family hails from Alaska and opened up in the village in Gatlinburg about 2 years ago. Bet you the weather's a lot nicer here, though. I have to say that. The other caramel popcorn location is on the Parkway. It's called Caramel Corn, and it was actually used to be part of a much larger chain of stores called Caramel Corn with 2 Ks. This location is now independently owned and now lives in Gatlinburg, serving up tourists and keeping people happy. Another shop that surprised me was the Sweet Shop. I looked them up and it seemed like that they are actually privately owned business. Surprise, surprise, right? They do have a variety of bulk candies that you can buy by the ounce or pound. This shop is bright and colorful and a perfect lure for children. I'm sure that there are stories as unsuspecting parents who forgot blindfolds and didn't see the trap for what it was. Not wanting a full-on tantrums on the street of Gatlinburg, these parents succumbed to the wants of their children, who left the shops bouncing around with candy-smeared faces and sticky hands. Yes, we have all been there. Now, not all candy is for kids. If you're an adult and are looking for something a little stronger, maybe you should consider Chocolate Moonshine Gatlinburg in the Regan Terrace Mall. Though not a local business, they do have a small town feel. They have a variety of moonshine-inspired candies and treats. If you aren't sure if you like it, they do often hand out samples, though make sure you have an ID. So, if you are in Gatlinburg and need a sweet treat, all you have to do is close your eyes, spin around once, and point, because there are plenty of places that will satisfy your sweet tooth or raise your sugar to new levels. Many of these places have been around for a long time and have loyal followings. And though you might not like one, there is most likely to be another that will get you grinning. I hope this video helps you learn more about the Smoky Mountains or helps you plan for your own next trip. You're getting an honest review from our personal experiences, but facts and things change, so please keep us in the loop if you learn anything new and want to share your experiences in the comments. Thanks again for visiting us at Bear Facts of the Smoky Mountains. Please click that like button and subscribe to our channel.